Back once again. It's Saturday, it's 10 AM UK time, well, there or thereabouts. My name is Ken Boyter, but you probably already know that because you've been watching the Edra Tales Twitch channel. If you haven't been watching that, then you won't know that, but I've just told you that, so you will know that. Hey, it's that simple. It's too complicated for a Saturday morning. Anyway, this is Snook from the Bottled Imp. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our humble dungeon where the scraps of food are delightful. In fact, I had a steak for breakfast. Yeah. I won't bore you with the reasons why, but anyway. Good to see you all. Hopefully there are people watching. If not, then it's just one big monologue of me chatting, which some might say is fine. Although I do prefer it when there are comments, because I can riff off of you. We can have a little conversation, which is always fun. And if you do want to comment, then you will need to subscribe or follow, as they call it in Twitch channels. Is this music too loud? It's getting quite stirring now. Those of you will obviously recognise it as Lord of the Rings. Yes. Good morning, Martha. How are you? No worries. I was a couple of minutes late anyway, and that's not a problem. Yes, I was just saying about how... What was I saying? I can't remember now. Anyway... Good morning, Sally. Yes, it's too early. Well, yes, I had a steak for breakfast, which I won't go into the reasons why, but I had to eat the steak, otherwise it was going to go off. So, yeah, just a steak on its own, bit of ketchup. It was very, very nice, though. It was nice. I don't think I've ever had steak for breakfast before. Very tired. Try not to fall asleep again. Oh, bless you, Martha. Bless you, Martha. Yes, yeah, I know about being tired. Sally knows about being tired. Breakfast like a king. Exactly. Imagine that. Imagine having steak every morning, though. It's a bit heavy. It is a bit heavy. What did you guys have for breakfast? Yes, so... Yeah, steak every day. Speaking of that, I had English breakfast yesterday. Fantastic. Full English breakfast. Sometimes you need that. Yeah, that's funny, isn't it? There's me complaining, or not complaining, but saying, oh, steak's a bit heavy. Yeah, we'll quite happily have sausages, egg, hash browns, scrambled egg, maybe, as well as egg. You know, all the trimmings, mushrooms. And is that Lee Rin? Hello, Lee Rin. No worries. Yeah, I was going to text you, actually, Lee Rin, and then I forgot, so do forgive me. But I noticed you'd marked yourself safe in Facebook, so I thought, oh good, at least you're safe. Apologies for not making the final session. The earthquake left, and the clean-up afterwards left me, yeah, quite shaken and stirred. Yeah, but we're all right otherwise. And was so tired I forgot to set the alarm clock. We'll watch it afterwards tonight. No worries, Lee Win. I did kind of think that, of course, you know, your country's gone through an earthquake. Looked like it was quite a devastating one. You know, the last thing that really is on your mind is tuning into a live stream. So, you know, just praise the Lord that you're okay. Yeah, exactly. Good morning, Jonathan. How are you, sir? Yeah, exactly. And Dylan's here as well. Welcome, Dylan. Welcome. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Absolutely, just echoing all the comments there that you're safe. As I say, when I saw you marked yourself safe on Facebook, I thought, oh God, you know, thank the Lord for that. Yeah, and I did think that if you mark yourself on safe, there's probably going to be a couple of days where you're basically just sorting things out, or you know, obviously we don't know how much it affected you, but if there's, yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, glad you're safe. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Were you quite close? Yeah. So, yeah, it is events like that you just think, wow, you know, my everyday grumblings are nothing. I've got a lot to be grateful for, a lot to be thankful for. And Martha's just saying that she's tired. And I was thinking, yeah, you know, I'm a little bit tired as well. And I've just, you know, kind of burning the candle at both ends once again, trying to get as many projects finished as possible in the shortest amount of time isn't always the best thing to do. So, yeah, But hey, that's just the way that sometimes life rolls. That sometimes you do just try and cram too much in. And what I was doing yesterday, I thought, oh, it won't take me that long, because I've already edited a video, and I did this a good 6, maybe 7, 8 months ago. And I edited a video, and I thought, oh, all I need to do is put the front credits on, the end credits on, a bit of music, and that's pretty much it. I might put a few captions in. Well, anyway, I got dragged into it, and it took me most of the day to add the captions and the music, because I started getting into it again. And that's what I find is that, you know, if I do something, I really like to do it properly, or, you know, to a high standard. So I've kind of spent a bit of time on it, but it is actually uploading right now. So later on today, probably around about midday, there's going to be a new video on the Edra Tales YouTube channel, and no one's seen it before, not even Sally or Jonathan. It is the great, what have I called it? The Great Tintagel Birthday Adventure. So it's the Great Tintagel Birthday Adventure, and that is where Sally and myself went down to Tintagel for my birthday. See the clues in the title there. And along the way, we popped in to a very esteemed author, Jonathan Green. And we did have a rather amusing conversation on camera. So the majority of part 1, so this is part 1, the majority of part 1 is talking to Jonathan. Well, trying to talk to Jonathan anyway. And then, yeah, so that was amusing. And then, yeah, and then we kind of, well, I won't spoil it for you, but yeah, so check it out later on today, midday. So Lyrin's put is 7.2 on the Richter scale, blimey. But in a way, I'm grateful to have experienced it, as I'm able to empathise with the relatives in Taiwan who experienced the big one in September. Wow, 25 years ago? Wow. Yeah, that is very serious. Yeah, I guess that is a good positive way of looking at it, Lyrin. Yeah, absolutely. Sally's put here, be afraid, Jonathan. Well, the thing was, my scatterbrain, I was like, why am I editing this video? And I had loads of stuff to do, creative projects. I think I had deadlines. It might have been the Story Spark cards. I can't remember. So I remember just thinking, I haven't got time to edit this video. And then it's always been on my mind to actually edit it. So I thought, well, I've potentially got a bit of time. I might as well finish it off. But I do have other projects that I'm trying to do as well. But I just finished writing my 30 samples. Here they are. 30 samples of my game book. As in, not 30 samples, 30 entries. So this is the game book, 30 entries. And what I'm going to be doing with this is turning this into an A5, well, hopefully this. If I could sell 12 million copies, that would be fantastic. Why don't you buy 5 copies each? Yeah, that's what I should put. Minimum order, 5 copies. Yeah, turn it into a book size sample. So it's going to be the first 30 entries as a sample for people to take away with them when I do my Hearts Book Festival, which is mid-May. So that is what I plan to be doing, because I'll have my Of Magic and Monkeys. Oh, I haven't got the book with me, but the Of Magic and Monkeys book is being launched, so I'll have that to sell. I'll have my Legends of Grimace Iron Blood verse book. I'll have Story Spark cards, the 4 different flavours, if you like. So I've got more products to sell, which is brilliant. Yay! Plus, I'll have a sample of my game book to give away, to say to them, Kickstarter is happening in October. You know, sign up now and you'll receive when we go live and little updates about the project. And hopefully that'll encourage people to sign up. Plus, I'm going to be writing the second sequel. The second sequel to the Legends of Grimace Ironblood. Hurrah, at last! It's only taken me, what, 5-6 years? So I will be writing that, and I want to do a sample again to give away for mid-May. So it shouldn't take me as long as the game book, because the game book's quite complicated, obviously, with the branching narrative. The verse book should take me a lot quicker, so hopefully I'll have the Of Magic and Monkeys book to sell. It's launched. Grimace Iron Blood book 1, a sample of Grimace Iron Blood book 2, plus a sample of the game book, plus the Story Spark cards to sell as well. So I've got interest. There's varying different things on my stall. And this is something I really sort of realised relatively early on when you do book fairs and you've just got one book and you look around and you see people with about 6 titles, 7 titles, and you think, they're probably making more sales because they've got a variety of books to sell. I hear that I've been a huge improvement to the infrastructure since then. Hopefully the damage wasn't extensive. Yeah, exactly. But hopefully each country, if they're prone to earthquakes, do something about the structures so when new buildings go up, hopefully they can cope with earthquakes better. Sounds like Only Fools and Imps. Only Fools and Dragons. Ba 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 ba. What is that like? Yeah, the second sequel. Yeah, got me market stall all right there. Come on then. That's what I should do actually, because you know there was the old con where you might be selling cream or whatever it is. Who wants to try some cream? It really cures your back injuries or something. And then they've got a plant, not an actual plant, but you know, a plant, and someone goes, "Oh yeah, I've got a bad back, try it on me," and they haven't really. They're in on the trick, and they rub the cream and they go, "Oh, my back's amazing, yeah," and then people buy the cream because they think it's amazing. Maybe that's what I should do. I should have a few people in there going, "Yeah, I've read that book, it's amazing. Oh, you'll really love it," and pretend not to know them, so they just constantly hover around my stall. Try not to be too obvious, and they go, "Yeah, no, you'll love this book, it's really good." Yeah, no, I don't know the author. Who is he? They've consorted the word fools for me. They've censored the word fools, did they? Wow. See, I can see fools. Oh, I see, so only fools. And why have they censored fools? That is crazy. That is bonkers. Here we go to the Titalitarian. The Titalitarian. Can't say it. Totalitarian society. Dictatorships. Look, censoring the word fools. What if you're talking about rhubarb? Yeah, rhubarb fool. See, I can read that. It's funny, isn't it, how it censors it for you, but it doesn't censor it for me. So I'm going to read it out. And if they want the word censored, why show it to me? Because I'm going to say it. That doesn't make sense. Maybe it's a glitch. Don't tell them. Who knows? So that's the plan anyway, to have samples so they can take away, and it kind of hopefully builds up my my newsletter mailing list as well. Nothing makes sense to me anymore. No, I know, Martha. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. It's all crazy. It's all gone weird. This is why it's kind of good, I guess, to just keep to your routine, keep doing the things you love doing, keep sane, keep positive. Yeah. Watch me get banned again. I know, that's terrible. For like nothing. You're like literally writing nothing. Do you have the power to throw people off the call? Maybe you can see it when you can chuck people out if you feel it's necessary. I would imagine I have. Yeah, maybe I have. I can hide chat, edit stream info. The thing is, though, I'm frightened to push any buttons just in case we cut the stream. There's an icon with a little box with a little line above it. Who knows what that is? So I don't want to really press anything. It all goes black, or a hand comes out and attacks me. Yeah, so there you go. So that's my plan. So that's what I've been working on. And what I realised, like, you know, anybody that writes, Jonathan, Martha, Dylan, Sally, well, you do sort of no, you mark. But anybody that doesn't jam, obviously, anybody that does like intensive mental work, you get really absorbed into it. And all I've been doing for the past, week or so is trying to finish these 30 entries as quickly as possible. And it gets really intense because with a narrative, branching narrative, of course, I'm having to go, right, that's got to match up with that, and then that goes there. And if they go back to that one, what information have they already learned? So I have to track back what they've done in order to write the next entry. Not all the time, but a lot of the time. Because mine is sort of open world mostly, but then I do have it where there's a few actual strands that go down there. So you know that your brain's really thick into it and intensive. So when I finished it, I should have gone, right, let me start writing the Legends of Grimace Ironblood sample, the verse, book 2. But my brain was frazzled, and I think that's why I went back to the editing of the video, because I thought, I know it's easier on the brain doing the editing. Martha's put, my friend spent 5 years making a historically accurate pirate story, but due to one bad word, no publisher would publish it. Wow. I'm surprised that a publisher would not publish it just because of one bad word. Couldn't they ask them to change it or take it out? Or were they very stubborn and went, no, it has to be that or nothing. I'm a pirate. My rules or nothing. Wow. Does she actually know then, or he know, that that's exactly what the reason was? Yes, Dylan. Dylan's published 2 new books on Kindle. There you go. Check out Dylan's new books. Put the titles there, Dylan, if you want to. Jonathan's put here, I was so into writing something yesterday, I completely forgot I was supposed to be proofreading something else. Exactly. That's the thing. It really becomes tunnel vision. Just one of your many delayed projects. I've been watching the video. As I say, Jonathan, the video is going to be unleashed about 12 o'clock, about midday. So look out for it on the Edra Tales YouTube channel. I'll post up to the group. He knows, but since it's a historically accurate story, he feels it wrong to change it. Oh, that is a tough call. What would I do in that situation? Well, not being totally in the situation, it's easy to make a decision, but I probably would remove the words or change it if I could. But yeah, I get his stance about it. It's got to be historically accurate. So that opens up that debate. How historically accurate should fiction be? Is there room for leeway? It all depends on how much the person wants to get published, I guess. The books are, so this is Dylan's new book, Ali, and the next one is, Ali, that's one book, and Art of Dylan Debat, Drawn to Darkness is the second book. So if you type those titles into Amazon, you can get them on Kindle. Fantastic. So it's great that people are publishing. Yeah, and Jam's got his new book out, James. His new Paranormal Hero 2 game book has been published. I think that's out now. So if you go to Amazon and type Paranormal Hero 2, you can buy a copy there if you want to. The art one is paperback only. Fair enough. So the art one is paperback only. I mean, some people prefer paperback, to be honest. I prefer actual books rather than digital books. I don't think I've ever read a whole book in digital format. It just doesn't suit me. Just don't like doing it. I just feel like it's bad for my eyes and my brain. So that's been a lot of fun doing that. I don't have a Kindle. Paper all the way. Exactly. Paper all the way. Yeah, there's just something nice about it, just something tactile. And I like reading in bed, so it just feels nice, and also it helps me go to sleep. Whereas if you're reading a Kindle and you're doing it at night, apparently that keeps you awake. Although some might say, oh no, they've changed it, so it's a non-whatever screen. Okay, that's fair enough. Yeah, that's fair enough. but I still prefer a book. So I kind of drift off. So I try to, but then recently, because of having lots of projects on the go and sort of deadlines coming up, I'm sort of not reading. I like to start reading about 11 o'clock at night, and then I'll finish about 12 and drift off to sleep. So what else? Oh yeah. So I don't know if I showed you this, but this was to remind me to talk about. I have been editing the Tintagel video, and I'd even forgotten what the picture was. Look at this. There we go. Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful stained glass. It's King Arthur, the Great Hall's Tintagel. So yeah, if you ever go to Tintagel, I thoroughly recommend it. Reading in bed, Playboy. Readers' wives. If we have the space for it, something I don't want. I want more books. Yeah, if we have the space for it, something I don't, and I want more books. Yeah. It's been suggested that you make hardbacks. Yeah, hardbacks are good, especially with art books, I guess, because it's nice. I don't know, they're more like coffee table books, aren't they? Something a bit special. Yeah, Tintagel was a lovely place to visit. If you love King Arthur and, you know, knights and medieval stuff, definitely check it out. It's a beautiful place. Don't go blind, yeah. So there we are. So that's what I've been working on. I've been working on the game book and also working on the video. So that's pretty cool. The other thing that I did yesterday in amongst my editing was gearing up for... see, I always think I've not done a lot during the day. And then I look back on it and I go, oh, actually, yeah, I did pretty well. But it's because I've got other projects that are still there. I feel like I'm not making progress. But I am. Sounds like I'm complaining. There's this little bad boy. So from one game book to a game book stage show. Yes. Devilish Dilemmas, decisions you won't want to make. Version 5. This is the stage show of a game book that I am developing with my friend, my actor friend Dave. And Dave. And we are going to be staging it. We're going to be staging it on the 28th of April. And it's going to be in Ware, W-A-R-E, at Presdale School. So, because they have a drama studio there. Bring back the profit. Yeah, exactly. I know. Well, that is a short story. It might be further down the line in a game book that I do that. Just depending. So, see if it's in brand with my game book. So, yeah, this is the stage show, and we have refined it. We've done it before now in 3 audiences, but this will be the first time where we're actually in a drama studio space. It's a studio stage, so it's not like a raised stage or anything like that. So it's a very small area, but it's a bigger area. It's the biggest area we will have performed it in, and we need an audience. So now the only way to really improve the stage show is to have an audience, because it's interactive, you know. So we need to get an adventurer up who's going to choose how the story unfolds. Then we also need to get other audience members up to play some of the other characters, the non-playing character, which is going to be fun. And one thing that we found really difficult, Grocklesnook is staring at me. I know, he's staring at all of you. The one thing that has stumped us so far, but we think we've worked it out, is when we get an audience member to play another character, you've got the adventurer who's choosing the decisions, but the character, so say it might be he meets a guard. There is a guard in there. Then we wanted the guard to have lines. However, depending on what the adventurer chooses will depend on which set of lines the guard gets. So how do you give them the lines without confusing them? Because if you give them the full script, that's going to confuse the hell out of them. If you give them just the scenes that the guards are in all at once, that confuses them. Because if they've got where it says, if he chose the left door, go to entry 52. If he chose the right door, go to entry 53. Even if it's kind of there, that's still them going, oh, what one is it? 53. Where is it? 53, page 8. So it's going to be confusing. So what we decided, and it came from inspiration from Talisman, where I looked at this and went, of course, you've got a flow chart. So, and also Jonathan as well, because Jonathan suggested doing the flow chart to me for my game book when you plan it. And I'd never done it like that before, and it kind of does work. It is easier, or easy, ish, depending on how many branching narratives you have. So what we've done is we've streamlined it, so every decision that the adventurer makes is only a choice of 2, so that helps. So what we're going to do is so what we're going to do is we're going to have sets of lines, some on blue paper, some on red paper. If the adventurer says, I want to do choice 1, choice 1 is always going to be on blue paper. So then I pick up the guard's responses to that, which will be the blue paper. And then the guard will only have that responses to that choice. Does that make sense? Are you still awake? If the adventurer says, yeah, I'd like choice 2, please, then I pick up the red bits of paper, or yellow, whatever it is, and then hand them to the guard, and then they will read those choices. When the adventurer, those lines, when the adventurer gets to another choice and picks either 1 or 2, then that's the next set of blue and green paper. Does that make sense? Welcome to the very nerdy show. He's out to get you. Oh, no, he's not. He's just having fun. Well, I have a dragon guardian so he can try. Yeah, exactly. Dragons are a little bit more powerful, I think, than imps, aren't they? Imps are the lesser demons. So that's going to be fun. So the next stage for this is, yeah, as I say, we've got a public performance, well, invitation. I'll do an invitation only. Performance starting at 2 p.m. in Ware in Hertfordshire. So if you can make it, if anyone would like to come along, then you're more than welcome to, because obviously I don't know how many audience members we can have. I think realistically 30, 40 people. We won't get that number. You know, I'll be happy if we get 10 people, but I am going to try and advertise it now and just see who turns up. That'd be great if they can all come. Because obviously the more the better. The bigger the crowd, the better the atmosphere, etc, etc. It's going to be a rehearsed reading, so we're going to still be on script, because we still need to. There's no point in learning a script if it's all going to change constantly. So once we do this performance, we'll probably have a pretty good idea that this will be the final script. You know, we'll probably have to make a few changes here and there. Yeah, come and heckle. Well, that's the point, Dylan. Weirdly enough, that is the point. It's an interactive show. But yeah, so I think we're pretty much there with the final thing. Then once we've done that rehearsal, got the feedback, because we will ask for your feedback afterwards, so you can help shape the show. The bits you liked, the bits you didn't like, the bits you thought worked, didn't work, etc, etc. Then we'll refine it again, and then once we put, that'll probably be as much as we need. We'll do another test audience, but we'll probably learn the script by then. And then we'll just try and put it on places, and hopefully it'd be a real dream of mine to actually perform at the UK Games Expo, Jonathan. You know, and be part of the convention scene like that. That'd be really fun, wouldn't it? And who knows? It might take off like Nightmare and the other ones. It might not, but you know, you got to try these things. I'll be the one. I'll be like one of the old guys in the Muppet Show. Yeah, it was terrible. It was awful. I don't know what they're doing. Well, they were all right. Yeah, they were okay. I quite like them. They were brilliant. They were excellent. Yay. They all have sorts of RPG-themed shows that, yeah, that's what I thought the conventions do, don't they now? It's sort of grown into as a thing that you have a few live shows going on. Yeah, so this should be quite. I don't know. I think it's different because we're setting it up. It's sort of like a stage play, but then we invite audience members up. So it is interactive, and yeah, you know, we're going to be asking the audience for things during the actual show. They're going to help the adventurer decide which way to go. So there's various things like that we've put in there. And yeah, if people heckle us, that's not necessarily a problem. Dave and I have got, you know, I've got 14 years worth of murder mysteries, and he's done about 9 years of murder mysteries, I think. You know, so he does other murder mysteries as well. So he's, you know, we're experienced performers basically, and good at ad-libbing. And I just wanted it to be that kind of show that where if an audience member wants to shout something out, they can. Obviously, there's an art to doing that, to heckling, and you don't want to overdo it. I've learned that over the years when I've gone to shows, and you kind of think, yeah, I can heckle on this. But if you keep doing it, then the audience turns on the heckler. So you've got to be careful about that. You can do the odd one here and there. But, yeah, so that's a lot of fun. That's a lot of fun. So, as I say, if anybody does want to come along to that, you are more than welcome to come along. It starts at 2 p.m. Shouldn't be any longer than 2 hours. Might be 3 hours, but it shouldn't be any longer than 2 hours. I have to go. Yes. Thank you very much, Sally. I'll see you soon. Lovely. Thank you for popping in. And by the way, Sally, I've still got to pack. So I've got to wrap this up in 15 minutes. I really do have to leave at 45 today, guys. The failed murder mystery play, nobody came. Hey! There it is. Yeah, imagine that. God, imagine you'd have a riot on your hands if people paid for a murder mystery and there was just no murder. You'd be issuing refunds. Yeah, so talisman can inspire you unexpectedly. It's because I was looking at the rule book and I went, that's how I can do it. You have to have it laid out like a flowchart. So there we are. So that's all cool. What else was I going to talk about? Oh yes, the next game book that we are going to be doing, not this Wednesday, we're going to have a week off, but the following Wednesday, so I think it's the 17th. Wednesday the 17th, 6:30. We're going to be doing Lone Wolf, The Kingdoms of Terror by Joe Diva. And this is the Magna Chi series, book 1. So it's the second series in the series. The first 5 books were the Chi series. Now this is the Magna Chi. So we did gameplay, we did do live streams on the first 5 books. I believe that was on Facebook that we did them. This is the Magna Chi. The Magna Chi. So that's what we're going to be doing this Wednesday, just to keep you... Sorry, not this Wednesday, the following Wednesday, but that is the next game book. And also, I do live streams... Friday evening, 7 p.m. The Witcher 3 is what I've been playing, and Martha's been watching along with that. Jam has as well, and they're a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It's a really good game. It is quite emotional. You know, there's good storylines going on there. There's nice little side quests. We fought a griffin. It's quite strong, although we kind of finished it off. We've got a little crossbow now, which is pretty cool, which goes against the Witcher traditions, apparently. But, you know, if it's a griffin, you need a ranged weapon, don't you? So that's a lot of fun, so check that out. And also, what I was going to do is, I have received this in the post. Now, I received it a while ago, but I was going to do a live unboxing, but it's just delaying it. I'm just delaying it. That might be a little clue for you. Don't know if anyone recognised that actor. Adventure on social media, the Twitcher. I like it. So let's do it. This is a Kickstarter project that I backed. And I believe it's... Oh, this is really nice, isn't it? Maybe I should have done that with my my Story Spark cards. It takes such a lot of effort to put a Kickstarter together. So let's find out what we got. Here we go. Not to be opened before... Oh, that's quite cool. The 11:23 a.m. 25th of December. I don't quite know why that is. Look at this. Exterminate. Wow. So, yeah, look at this. This is great. It's the Lost Doctor. The Lost Doctor Annual. The Adventures from the Universe Next Door. So apparently, and I've forgotten this guy's name, he was an actor, and if you're my age, you'd recognise him from kids' TV, or just TV in general, growing up in the 70s and 80s. And apparently he did audition to be, for the role of Doctor Who, and I think he got really close. I think that was what this is all about. So there was a few fans that said, well, let's, what if he was the Doctor? What if he had been cast? And I think it was Sylvester McCoy got it. So I think he was going for the 7th Doctor. What have we got here? King Arthur versus Devil Kitty. Oh, okay. Peak Rill Press. Strange words, images and games from a remote wood-fired lodge in the English uplands. Oh, okay. That must be who this, Peak Real Press. I want to find out how the universe really is. There we go. Oh, look at that mind mess of a TARDIS. So this is really cool. It's an annual. Exterminate. This book belongs to. Just like you'd write your name in as a kid. And look, it's got... yeah, it's just like a little kid's annual. That's really funny. It's got monsters. It's got like a game. It's got you colour it in until complete. Look, it's got colouring in places. That's a really cool illustration. It's like a scrapbook. Episode 12, The Light of the Silby Moon. Oh look, and they've done like fake Doctor Who scripts. Oh, and that's it. I was going to say, it's my friend Lee. I thought it was him. I didn't know what he had to do with the book, but I'm pretty sure. I thought, oh, it looks like he's writing it. So he's contributed to it, which is pretty funny. So I will have to actually, I will actually have to. Sorry, I'm getting distracted now. Ken Campbell, that's it, Ken Campbell. Sorry for not being active, I almost fell asleep. Oh, no worries, I have that effect on most people, Martha. Yeah, was he Erasmus Microman? I think he was. God, that rings a bell, Jonathan. Ken Campbell, yeah, he was he was in quite a lot in the 70s and 80s, yeah. And but he was Sylvester McCoy's mentor, apparently. So if you look, I mean, look at that picture. It kind of looks like Sylvester McCoy. It's not your fault, Ken. I don't have much energy today. I know, Martha. I was just teasing. Although I genuinely do have that effect. So look at that. There's some crazy stuff in here. The Lost Doctor. So I don't know how much of this is fiction and how much actually is the truth of it, which is quite clever. But look, it looks like, they've got kind of scripts. As though they're like the Lost Doctor scripts. So that's pretty fun. Now what I don't know, Ken Campbell, The Lost Interview. I'm interested in anything that opens up the possibilities of what you can get away with. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, so I'm sure it'll explain what the hell this is all about. Although many different actors have played the role over the years, for many fans, Ken Campbell's incarnation remains the definitive. Yeah. So we'll have to read up about what it is. Episode 1, The Return of the Lost Doctor. The Campbell Years. So there you go. I'm not sure. I don't know. Presumably it's on Amazon. I'm not sure. You'll have to check it out. But if it is, it looks a lot of fun. If you're into Doctor Who and kind of, you know, alternate things from Doctor Who, check it out. I've got a little poster as well. I've got my Make Your Own TARDIS. That's pretty cool. Make Your Own TARDIS. Plus, The Lost Doctor, Make Art Truce, Not War. Make Art, Not War. Christmas Special 2021. Oh, I don't know what that's all about either. There you go. That's pretty cool. So there we are. There you have it. Just thought I'd show you some Kickstarter stuff. It's always exciting. Always exciting. 5 minutes left. Thank you, Martha. Yes, 5 minutes left. So I would just say that, yeah, so my next plans are to write the first book, book 2 in the Legends of Grimace Ironblood series. Carry on, Doctor. Hey, oh, matron. Oh, Daleks. And yeah, so I'm going to be writing book 2 of that. I'll do maybe 2 chapter sample, but I also need to come up with a cover as well. So Rich is really, really busy at the moment, so I can't ask him to do any artwork for me at the moment. So I might have to do my own artwork, my own cover. That would be interesting. Never really done a proper cover before. But, you know, hey, what's the worst that can happen? So that is, yeah, that's what I'll be doing. I'm going to be working on that, doing the verse, getting that ready as a sample. I need to typeset the game book into an A5 format and then print that off. I also need to, I should be writing this as a list. What else do I need to get ready? Oh, the other thing is, I have written about 40,000 words of the Legends of Grimace Ironblood book, the actual novel. So what I can do on that one is I can give that sample away as well. Just to show that, yeah, you know, there's more books coming in the series. Because I guess that could be quite frustrating if someone buys book 1, you know, like Game of Thrones really, and it's an unfinished series of books. Which is why, for my Edra Tales novels, of Magic and Monkeys being the first one, they're standalone. Because I didn't want to get into that pressure of, oh, I have to write 2, 3, 4, 5 books. So with the Legends of Grimace Ironblood, it's going to be a sequel, and that's it. It's going to wrap up after 2 books. But the novel is going to contain book 1 and book 2, if that makes sense. So the novel is just one novel that covers all the events of the verse book of book 1 and book 2. It's very nerdy. Right, well then, I just died in the game book Warlock of Firetop Mountain. Oh no, Martha. We've all done that though. Yeah, everyone does, yeah. Yeah, that's nothing unusual. That must be an Ian Livingstone one. Didn't they write that one together, Jonathan? I think didn't they write the first one together? I'm pretty sure. And then they decided to write them individually. Or was it that Ian Livingstone wrote Warlock of Firetop Mountain and Steve Jackson wrote Forest of Doom? Is that right? I don't know. I don't know. If only there was an author watching who has written You Are the Hero, a history of the game books, of the Fighting Fantasy game books. So there we are. So that's what I've been up to. It was fun, and it's by Steve Jackson and Ian Livingstone. Yeah, I know they both have their name on it, so maybe they wrote it together. Has anyone ever survived those books? There must be, maybe there's a help group. There's a helpline as well, survivors group that you can contact. I just remember the first one being very brutal. But that was part of the fun. And I must admit, writing my game book, coming up with different ways that the character dies, that the adventurer dies, is quite fun. I've just written 2 endings, 2 entries that were endings, and I was quite proud of how they died. I've always cheated. Yeah, I think you do. You kind of have to. If you die, you don't want to go all the way back to entry number 1 and then do it all again. You literally just go back to the one before and go, okay, well, that way, you know, the way I picked, that was a dead end, that I died, or my adventure ended. So you just pick the other 1 or 2, you know, whichever one it isn't that one. You don't go all the way back. So I don't know if that's cheating. That's just going, right, in a way, I'm starting again from the beginning, but I'm happy with all my other decisions, and it's just this last decision. That's how I used to play them. I still play them like that. So there we are. That is 45 minutes. I better go. I'd love to ramble more. Of course, I have the needed item. Yeah, I've got that. I've got the baseball bat of Washatang. You not got that? Well, I've got it. Yeah. No, I didn't do that, though. If I didn't have the object, I wouldn't do that. I felt that was cheating a little bit too much, but hey, maybe I've just got the moral high ground. Although in the last one, House of Danger, that we live streamed, I was cheating all over the place a little bit. More than I would usually. So there we are. Best go. I've got a lot of packing to do. I've got another murder mystery this weekend, so that'd be great fun. And yeah, so I'm going to have a lovely, lovely time. And hopefully you'll have a lovely weekend as well. Thank you for joining me this morning. It's always a pleasure. Thank you to Grocklesnook. Can't say that, mate. They'll ban you. Seriously, Grocklesnook. Come on now. He doesn't know social etiquette. Thank you very much, Dylan. Thank you, Martha. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, Lee Rin. Thank you, Sally. Thank you. Who else has joined me? I think that's everybody. And thank you anyone else that was watching. I really, really appreciate it. If you would like to comment, you do have to follow the channel. That's how Twitch works. And also, if you do want to know exactly when I go live, click the notification button and it may tell you. Apparently it's a bit glitchy. Yeah, so the next live stream is not this Wednesday. There's nothing Wednesday. It's going to be Friday. It's going to be The Witcher. Yeah. Oh, look. Have you purposely written... Of course I have. Have you written star, 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 star? Is that... Or is that actually blocked whatever word you've written there to me now? They've cottoned on. So there we are. So that is going to be the next live stream. Is next Friday, 7 PM UK time. Until then, may the magic of stories flow through you always. Thanks, guys.